All right. Oh, yeah.
Welcome to another episode of Hit the Mics with Ryan D. I, of course, am Ryan D. No Steve Rodgers today. He is still in quarantine trying to save himself from the coronavirus.
What a pussy.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, but today we got two very special guests. We have Rossco Soletrain and Robert Thompson.
Hey, what's up, everybody? What's cracking?
Good
to be here.
What's going on, guys?
Yeah, very special.
This is going to be really hard for
Narf.
me to, I didn't think this through. I should have just, put a wide camera on all of us right now because now I'm going to be switching this and then also talking. So this is going to
Well, I believe in you.
I'm wide enough, so
Hey,
Wide load,
wide load.
right? What is when I was a kid, I thought they were talking about like a big woman's butt, wide load. I didn't know it's like cum. Yeah,
What?
like a lot of cum.
What are you talking
No,
about?
no,
It's-
right?
No, it's for.
Is it big butt?
Yeah.
It is big butt. Yeah.
Isn't it wide? Well,
I mean,
is it like a load? Can a load be wide though? Like, can't there be
an
abundance of load?
A load can be big. Yeah, huge load is
Big
that's
load?
cum. Big load
Yeah.
is cum.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I've never
Wide load.
I've never said after I'm done ejaculated.
That was a wide load.
That was a wide
load.
Okay. Maybe I thought there was another
No,
meaning.
never.
Okay.
No.
You could try to bring it into 2021
We'll
and
try
start
it.
telling people oh yeah, or start telling someone.
Yeah, that was a wide
Yeah, that
load.
was a wide
Yeah,
load.
Dude, yeah, I mean,
I'd support it.
thank you, sir.
I'm into it.
So what day is it, guys? I don't even know what day it is anymore.
It's Monday.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
It's the day after Valentine's
Day after
Day.
Valentine's
Oh,
Day.
yeah.
Did you guys have Valentine's?
Yeah,
Valentine's?
yeah, Valentine's Day. Do you guys remember when I was a kid, Valentine's Day was a special day to masturbate though.
I mean,
Dude, I remember Blurry Channel 30 was the best. The Playboy channel, the Blurry
and I'm
Playboy.
pretty sure Pornhub Premium is free on Valentine's Day every year.
That's hilarious and very nice.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I
Good to
wouldn't
know.
I wouldn't know that, I guess, but I didn't check yesterday, but I'm pretty sure every year they give it for free.
And I apologize about talking about loads and porno at the top of the show. Hey, everybody. How's it going?
I mean, we can segue into the Jews and the abortion jokes.
We'll get there
real
later.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
and the Amish.
Yeah.
Anyway, no,
Brother Jebediah, never die. It's an Amish metal band. I'm waiting to start.
it's a good one. What the fuck was I gonna say? Oh yeah, they had a Pornhub Premium was free for the first month of quarantine.
Yes,
too.
it was.
Yeah,
That was great.
yeah, I signed up for it. I was
Yeah,
I
like, hell
remember
yeah,
that.
dude.
Yeah.
I remember that. It was a big deal. There was a lot of stuff at the beginning of quarantine that we're gonna look back on.
Say, damn, that was the time.
was the life.
That was
Yeah.
the good
That was
time.
great
Yeah.
when the world shut down and
Those are the glory hole days.
Yeah. There you
There's probably some COVID friendly glory holes though, I'm sure.
All of them.
All of them I guess are, right?
Yeah, they got a decent amount of distance and
A wall.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
For a wide load.
Yeah.
That's a callback.
That was good.
Man. Anyway, you guys are in here. We've been doing a podcast. We did 2 Robert Land episodes last
yeah.
week,
Yep.
and then one today. Now
One
we're doing.
today.
Now we're just flipping the script here. Now I'm hosting. I'm hosting with the most, and it's kind of weird now. Now I feel weird being on this end of it.
Why?
Because I'm like when I sit over. Normally, actually, what I've been doing lately is I'll sit there to make myself feel
More in the
more.
in the shit?
Because when I sit back here, I feel like this is producer chair,
Sure.
not host chair.
Right.
So I like setting myself up over there, and I'll just have the computer on the TV, so that way I'm over there, and I just feel a little bit. I don't feel so enclosed back here in this booth,
Well, I feel like we're close enough.
I know,
Yeah.
it's working.
I mean, if you want, I can host and
No, I'm
just
just
start
kidding.
asking questions about you.
Well, no, it's
I have some.
No, I've been trying to fucking get this. Actually, I met this young guy at.
Is he hot?
He's pretty handsome.
Yeah.
But he's like 22, not really doing much with his
I'm
life.
into that.
Yeah. But I've been asking
He
him
needs a daddy.
I've been asking him to fucking come over and help me out and stuff. So I mean, he needs a daddy. I know.
I'm waiting for you to get out of
Yeah.
it. So
Come help me out.
Okay, so there's a dude, a young guy.
Yeah. I mean, I know.
Teach him what a white
I know.
load is.
I can't. I always do this where I start a story where I'm like, there's no way I'm getting out of this without a gay joke. Like, there's just no way. Right. And I have dude, my friend Garrett is like, he still has the sense of humor of like a fucking 12-year-old. So I cannot say anything without him going like, oh, I bet you did. You know, it's always like, Can I just like tell a story where you not trying to make it gay? Like
No.
it's just
Like, so my dad has cancer, and
Oh,
yeah. I
Yeah.
bet you.
Is it ass cancer?
Yeah, it's like that, dude. It's always like that. Yeah. Fucking A, man. I can't stand it. But I do another podcast with these two guys I grew up with doing we just talk about movies and shit. But then that guy's the most frustrating thing too, is because he like refuses to watch like classic like older movies.
Why?
It's like he knows what he knows when we were growing up. Like we grew up in the 90s, right? But then like anything like from the 70s, he won't watch.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it the pacing that he doesn't like?
I think so.
Yeah.
And it's like he just I made him watch because I love horror movies. I know fucking real original, right? But he had never seen The Shining, so we made him watch The Shining.
You made him watch.
I made
The
him watch
Shining?
The Shining,
Oh, man.
and we all sat together and watched The Shining. And I was, he's like, I understand it's like a fucking, staple in pop culture, and it's like a cinematic thing or whatever. He's like, but I hated it.
Are you fucking kidding
He did
me?
not like it.
I would just be like, sorry, you're not on the podcast anymore.
Yeah,
that's literally one of my favorite movies of all time. I know I'm not alone on this, but such an experience. Like, especially it's a haunted hotel movie, but it's done by Stanley fucking Kubrick.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just I don't know. It's such a like it takes the medium of motion pictures. It like uses it. That's like the best filmmakers because it's not like a literal movie. You know what I mean? That's what I love about David Lynch and all that stuff. Because like you can't really describe it. It's like you have to see it. And that's what The Shining is.
Yeah, exactly.
It still holds up.
It holds up great. I watched when I went and watched it with him. I hadn't watched it with him in a long time. Hold on.
Yeah, it's not like you're watching a disco movie.
We got some comments, guys. Can you read those off for me? I'm too far away from the screen.
This is police. You're under address. You're under dresses. You are under address. You know the drill. Put your ankle behind your head and spread them.
Okay.
Hey, have you ever pooped the pants? I poop the pants all the time. I have a poop the pants my whole life. Is that Modest Yahoo? I poop up my pants without a crown.
Okay. Yeah, see, this is what happens when I stream on Twitch. I just get some weird shit. I don't know what happened.
That's cool.
That's cool.
That's just some stranger just pooping in his pants. I guess.
That's good.
Do a sleep?
I did. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
I like Ewan McGregor, and I thought he like the good thing about Ewan McGregor is he's dedicated to anything. Like I feel like any movie he's in, he's like trying.
Yeah,
and it doesn't matter how
so much
bad.
in Star Wars. I mean, we can get into that, but
yeah.
God, he is the only driving factor in those prequels.
Yeah, he is good in the prequels.
Yeah.
Dr. Sleep I enjoyed, and I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but I thought the thing was kind of jarring when they go back to the Overlook.
I thought it was cool.
But like the cast, that come in at the end, like the old,
right.
it felt like I don't know. I feel like they could have done that slightly. Like I love the plot of Dr. Sleep, and I like the director a lot. The guy he did that movie Oculus Rift. He did that was it House on Haunted Hill, whatever that was on Netflix.
Yeah,
I really liked the way
Haunting of Hill House.
Haunting of Hill House.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, he's great. But yeah, I felt like the crew trying to go after the people that can shine. That they look like Urban Outfitter.
Sure.
Like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like if they looked like just seedier.
Right.
Like I want to see them look just like
the
a little
top hat was
raunchier.
creepier.
Yeah. When it looks like an Apple commercial or something, it just it's like, no, dude, these guys are like demonic or something,
Right.
like you want to see that kind of seep through. But yeah, she's wearing like they all think to be douchebags at like a Bon Jovi video.
Or like
a Bon Jovi video like now.
Yeah.
Too.
There's so up in the Bay Area where I'm from, there was this festival called the Rivertown Revival, which was it was like where people would like make these fucking boats and everybody dressed up steampunk and all this shit. And I gave it the term the parade of contrived weirdness. And all those people in that movie looked like people that you would see at the parade of contrived weirdness.
It's like, I'm so weird.
Yeah, look at me. I got a top hat and I got fucking goggles.
Right, yeah.
Stupid. It was like Burning Man rejects. Or it's like people are like, I really don't want to I really don't want to commit to Burning Man, so this is like a one-day thing. So
yeah,
yay!
It's like Crazy Hat Day.
Well, it's
totally.
it's like the steampunk people that go to like the Ren Fair.
Right. Totally.
Yeah.
And this was definitely like it seemed like that. And I don't know. I felt like
that's the one thing I missed about this year, actually, especially because I was really looking forward to going. And Steve had never been to the Ren Fair before.
It's fun.
And I know. So I wanted to take him and be like, dude, you got to, it's so much fun.
You should have dressed him up.
Yeah.
You guys, it's your first year at Ren Fair. You have to dress up.
Yeah. I mean, it's
a must.
What's Ren Fair?
Ren Fair?
The Renaissance Fair.
Oh,
the
Renaissance.
Fair.
Yeah. Okay.
Are we just nerds that we know it's called Ren Fair?
Ren Fair, yeah, probably.
I was like, isn't that a character in like the fucking Dracula?
Yes.
Yeah, Renfield.
Is it? I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm just agreeing.
Yeah.
Yes, and.
Yeah. Well, thank you, sir. That's great improv. I love the idea of Renaissance fairs. I don't think I've actually ever gone. I've gone.
I mean, you're wearing jester colors and
Yeah,
jester outfit. You know?
It's in my blood. It's in my blood. You know, my great grandfather was a jester for the Burger King.
Actually, you know what? I saw David Arquette dressed as a jester with that color pattern. With
wrestling.
No. But that documentary was great. No, I saw him at the Ren Fair.
Did you really?
Shit.
Yeah, with the two kids in his wagon. He just was in an outfit just with the two kids.
Did you say hi?
No, I just let him be. You know, he was just there with his kids.
Do they have dragons and stuff?
There should be. But
Did you guys watch that fucking documentary though?
No, I wish.
That David Arquette documentary.
Nope.
I fucking rented it and Steve and I watched it. And dude, it's like I want to just be that dude's homie. Like he seems like such a fucking cool guy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really sad that it's just like people are, you know, he's just being bullied by like all, you know, by the industry and like other wrestlers and stuff like that. Like, so he wants to like earn his stripes. That whole doc about him earning his stripes and starting at the bottom and he's just a big fan of wrestling. Mm-hmm. And these guys just hate him for no reason.
That's ridiculous. He really committed himself.
Yeah,
to
he
it.
really did. But they really fucked him up like on purpose for certain. Like, there's these matches where these guys are like, "Oh, I'm gonna fucking," you know, and they really fuck him up bad. This guy,
I'm gonna break his neck.
Yeah, and
Deputy Dewey.
He has like a heart problem or something, so he was like taking blood thinners or some shit like that.
Yes.
So he got stabbed with one of those fluorescent light things.
So that happened down the way from where I live.
Really?
Because I live right outside of Highland Park.
Oh, okay.
And so it happened at the Hi-Hat in Highland Park.
Yeah.
And so my friends, you know these guys, the Manx.
Yeah.
Do you know the Manx?
Is it a band?
It's a band, yeah.
Sounds.
They're pretty wild. They're
cool. Maybe.
So anyway,
I mean, I probably don't know them, but that sounds familiar to me.
They like played the Hi-Hat a fuckload of times. They actually had some wild ass shows there. Yeah. But after that happened with David Arquette, they played a show there, and they had a wrestling group that was with them. And the Hi-Hat was like, no, we can't fucking do this. Like, it's a problem. And then they were like, oh, no, it's no big deal. Like, it's not that hardcore and this and that. Well, it was really fucking hardcore. Yeah. And there was a lot of blood and a lot of shit. And it was – so they got away with it. But the fucking Hi-Hat was just like, no, we had that incident and we don't want to do that again.
Well, and that was the thing. It was like, you guys got to check it out. But the thing was, that's what was fucked up was like that guy just got really carried away. Mm-hmm. And when he was supposed to like basically just end the match and pin him, he kept tossing him onto the fucking, you know, on the glass and it started like stabbing in the back with like pieces of it. And one of them poked him pretty fucking bad in the neck. And it just, it was fucked up, you know, because they're doing the match, but he went overboard and went way too long. He was supposed to be pinned by and at this point, man, you could tell he's just, that guy beat the shit out of him, like for real. And
they're just trying to jeopardize, like, put his wrestling to a stop immediately. Like, fuck this. Yeah. He's not a wrestler.
And then so that happens and he gets out of the ring, but then they're like, but then he still goes back in to finish the match.
David Arquette does?
Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah, I heard he really, really committed himself. I was listening to some podcast he was talking about it. I ran into his sister down the street from where I live as well.
Yeah.
It was fucking rad. I was really excited to
That's awesome.
Her. Yeah.
Yeah.
She walked in and I'm like, whoa, fuck, it's Patricia Arquette. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And I got all fucking like starstruck and excited. And I'm like, all right, gotta keep it together. And I'm like, I totally went up to her. I totally said hi.
Yeah.
You know, I had to.
Yeah, I don't get starstruck too bad, but like I normally I end up going like, fuck it, I'm just gonna leave them alone. Because like every time I run into like a celebrity somewhere, I'm like, how would I feel if somebody ran up to me and wanted to talk to me right now when I'm trying to fucking eat, you know?
Well, that's you wouldn't want to do it then. But I used to be the same way. I'm like, I'm not gonna bother these people. And then I thought, you know what? Fuck it. All these people are gonna fucking die. And like if you have an opportunity that's like okay to like talk to Patricia Arquette at a party and say, I loved you in Dream Warriors.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like just to be able to have that moment where you can just
Affleck
say
was
that.
the man in Phantoms, yo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like for instance, like when we were at Kill Tony that one night and we turned around the corner and you fucking almost shit your pants because Brody was standing there.
Yeah.
And
I
you
was
were like,
so
"Oh my
stoked.
God."
Yeah.
And-
Really?
Yeah,
I know
for
Brody's
Brody?
like, I mean,
well, I'm.
I
You know,
started
rest in
coming-
peace, Brody. I love the poor mother, dude. I told you that I did a show with him like the night before he killed himself.
wow.
oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
It's fucking
Yeah.
wild.
Wow.
Yeah, I love. I mean, I was such a huge fan of him, and I loved, because I'd started
But
kind of going
comedians,
hard.
comedians are different though. Comics,
Yeah,
are,
you can talk
comics
to-
are very people. You know,
Yeah.
they're very like you can just. They're not like complete celebrity. You know,
Right.
it's like
And it's Brody at the Comedy Store.
yeah, like that's
in
in
the
his
hallway.
element. Yeah.
So I said, you should get a photo with him. And you were like, oh, yeah, I can. I was like, fuck this, man. And so we walked up and I was like, yo, Brody. I was like, this is Robert. Remember that?
Yeah, I do. I have
Yeah.
the picture. Yeah, and that was the month before I think he died, and I remember being so like stoked because of course I'd seen Brody, but I'd never been in the position to like because I'd started going to the store like not much long before that. It was like the year before that I started going, and so it was just cool. You know.
By the way, I felt like a real asshole. I felt like an asshole. I now I'm okay with it, but I felt like an asshole because I knew how much of a fan you were, and when you were taking that photo, I totally photobombed the photo.
Oh no,
Like
that
an
was
asshole.
fine. No, that was
You know?
cool.
But I really did. I felt really shitty about like I'm like, oh fuck, who am I to like photobomb somebody that's like having a genuine moment with somebody they really appreciate? I felt like a dick.
No, it probably
I
helped
don't
me
think
feel
so.
more comfortable. Like, oh, someone else is with me, so I don't feel like
Yeah.
I think I'd sort of. That was around the time that I had like some of my first like bombs where it really hurt. So I was kind of
Yeah.
humbled going to the comedy
yeah,
store
yeah.
where I'm just like I don't want to seem like because you always see those guys that go to the potluck or Kill Tony or whatever, and they like, oh, here's Bobby Lee. What's up, Bobby? Let's get a picture. And it's just
Right.
like and you look like
Yeah.
just kind of like a hobbyist or something, but
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about that because the people I really admire, especially someone like Brody, who's very real, like, and I connect with, and it's a bummer, man. I started like talking to him after that. Like,
Right.
I wrote to him on Instagram, and obviously he was a very like accessible guy,
Yeah, he was.
and very down. Like he would talk to anybody, and so it's a bummer because my style of comedy, I think, can be unique. And I was like, fuck, dude, he's the perfect guy for me because there's when you find people that you have, even if it's not quite the same, I felt like there's a kinship there. And so it was so cool though. That was a great night.
I took the best picture of that motherfucker at the Comedy Store. When he passed, and like whenever the anniversary comes up of his passing, the Comedy Store always uses that photo. But I got
Really?
so fucking lucky because I'm sitting there at the Ding Dong show in the back one night, and Don or somebody on stage goes, "Hey Brody," and Brody's like, "Yeah," and he's got his flashlight on his phone, and it's illuminating his face, and he's just standing there like, "Yeah," and his like face is like completely lit up. It's such a fucking Brody photo, you know?
Yeah.
But I took that photo. I'm like, I just turned around. I'm like,
Positive
oh, this is fucking-
push.
Yeah, totally.
Well,
Yeah.
I love how you guys are talking about people that you not bugging celebrities or people that you might admire, and there's been plenty of times where I've like held back on that. But when I went to Amoeba one time, for some reason I was compelled to say I was probably like 20 or 19, and there was a guy that was on TV. He's like a character actor. You've seen True Romance. Speaking of Patricia Arquette, True Romance. He's like in it with a shotgun. He's got like glasses. I can't even fucking tell you. He's a character actor that was in the show Grounded for Life as the weird uncle. Yeah, it's whatever.
Oh yeah, he's in fucking Pineapple Express.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that guy, for some reason, out of all the people, I
He's
can't.
he's a great actor.
Yeah, he's great, and I feel bad.
He's like in everything, but
Yeah.
no one knows his name.
Yeah, I feel bad because I don't know his name,
That's
and for
all
some reason, I'm like, "Hey, man, I like what you do." You know what I mean? And it was so funny because I think he's a big character actor, so
Yeah.
he was definitely awkward too.
Was he?
Yeah, he's like, "Yeah, thanks,
Huh.
thanks a lot. Yeah, okay, yeah." It was really, it felt weird
Yeah.
because I'm like, I didn't even know his name. I'm like, "Man, you're great." But yeah, I shouldn't feel too weird about that. But
it's
I did follow him home and fondle his balls.
it
Yeah,
is-
just a little to the left. Okay.
Thanks.
Wide load coming up.
this episode's gonna be called Wide Loads.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
So
That sounds like a fucking 80s comedy, doesn't it? The guys, they've got to do a cross country trip in a fucking big wide load van. I don't know.
Coming this summer, wide loads.
Yeah.
Chicks.
It's just like two fat dudes. Wide load.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, two fat dudes with fat cocks, I guess.
Yeah.
Blowing big loads.
Wide loads.
You ever had a problem? Like, have you ever gone up to a celebrity and had it backfire in your face? Kind of like,
Well, that's what I was about to say. Was I ran into Jeff Ross at Queens of the Stone Age, and I normally don't smoke weed, and I decided to get fucking obliterated this day. I think I ate an edible and smoked a
yeah,
joint.
that'll fucking do it. to you.
And so I went completely brain dead, right? And so I'm in the middle, but like it was not the way, because I've had real bad experiences where I couldn't fucking walk. I felt like throwing up, and I just was like but it was a pretty good one. I just went brain dead, like, and I was also drinking too. So I'm just I'm like, I couldn't move my feet. And where I planted myself for that show was just where I was going to be.
Mhm.
That was it. No one could fucking knock me over. No one can make me move. I just went, this is it. This is all I can do right now. And I was just, and then I turned to my right, and Jeff Ross is standing next to me. And I'm like, hey. And he goes, hey, what's up? I'm like, and I lean over. I go, are you Jeff Ross? And he goes, yes. And I go, that's cool.
That's amazing, though. That's funny. That's super funny.
And in my head, I was like, this is cool. I'm hanging out with Jeff Ross. But like later on, I thought about it. I'm like, that was probably the weirdest fucking thing for at least. Like,
he probably gets that shit all the time, just like that too.
Yeah.
Hey.
That's amazing. I don't know.
I just went cool.
But you kept it simple. That's
Yeah.
better than like, if you like run your mouth and then you're like,
Yeah.
this guy was busy.
I think I might have told him that I knew like a Connor and shit too, and that's where it got a little weird.
Like I know what you mean, dude. That
Yeah.
happens though, because you get like, it's weird. It's I mean, they've got to expect that to an extent. I mean, especially, I don't know, man. I feel like that's just, it comes with it, you know.
Yeah.
And a funny guy.
Speaking of which, there's something I want to bring up after connected to this celebrity talk. But go ahead.
Well, it's funny because we were talking about celebrities and stuff, and not talking to them, and this kind of ties in with Robert Land. But my friend would work the Pirates of the Caribbean premieres. You know, when they're having the movies there, they'd have them at Disneyland.
Yeah.
And that was like, a big event. You have all these celebrities there. It's all the cast, everybody. Johnny Depp is there. And he was like,
He was in those movies?
Yeah, he was. And Yanni was in it as well.
okay.
Yanni Depp.
I heard Dom Toretto's in those.
Yeah,
movies.
Dom Toretto's. Well, you could get the whole story in the Robert Lane New Orleans special, but but I there's a funny story with like Orlando Bloom got lost, and my friend had to tell him where to go, but he said that like no one was like bugging, or like they were so fixated on looking for Jack Sparrow
Yeah.
that everyone was just passing up Orlando Bloom, which is weird because I hear also, speaking about cum and penises, that Orlando Bloom is a giant penis or something.
He's packing heat. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, there was like a picture of him that like the paparazzi had a while ago, and it was like,
He's got a hog.
yeah, which is funny.
Huh.
He's got a wide
Well,
load.
that's what
Check it out.
that's what Psycho Mike's been saying about Dr. Drew for years.
Oh, really?
So to the point to where it's become, oh shit, did that thing fall? Oh, it did. That wide shot fell backwards.
You
Look at that.
want some tape?
Yeah, I got to take. No, it's kidding. I think it'll be all right. Anyway, yeah, to the point to where like fucking tabloids like talk about Dr. Drew's like giant hog, right?
Really?
So, yeah.
Here's Dr. Drew at the Froyo spot with his giant penis.
Yeah. So, but
Fully on display.
Yeah,
that would make sense to me though. I mean, Dr. Drew seems like a guy with a big hog, you know?
Yeah, of
he's got good
course.
confidence, you know?
Yeah.
yeah. A guy
He's
like
got that big dick energy. You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think some guys though that you wouldn't expect, like Steve Buscemi definitely is packing something.
Probably.
You know? Paul Giamatti's probably got a big
Right,
one. You know.
Yeah, Paul Giamatti. I don't know. No, Paul Giamatti's got like a weird, like kind of. He's got a.
It
he's
looks
got a
just
body
like his
type,
face.
He's got a body type like me, which I'm not packing.
No, Paul Giamatti's penis is just Paul Giamatti, but
Yeah.
small.
Yeah.
It's like that thing from
I call it the rhino.
yeah, the thing from
Nice one.
fucking God, Total Recall. The like little face that comes out. You know,
Yeah, that was fucking weird.
Whatever his name is. Yeah.
You know what? Speaking of the little face, that okay. So the other movie that I made my friend watch too was we had a double feature that night. It was The Shining and The Thing.
Oh yeah.
The Thing is amazing.
And I was like, he loved The Thing.
Yeah.
But hated The Shining. I'm like,
dude, that's a badass double feature.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I own both those movies on Blu-ray too. I'm fucking
so good.
Fucking love, I love The Thing. And you know how I saw The Thing was like there was a Thing video game that came out, and it came with the DVD. I had never seen this movie before, and I'm like 12. Like this game comes out where you're like, you're basically the movie just in but a video game of it, and and this and I remember my stepdad he's at the house and he's like, I'm like, have you ever heard of it? He's like, oh yeah, we're putting that shit on. He's like, yeah, we watched it out, and I was like, fuck, I had never seen such practical effects like that before, and then that's when I fucking really fell into like getting into horror, and classic horror. Evil Dead, my aunt showed me too, and I was just like, I had never really witnessed anything, because my mom doesn't like scary movies, so I always grew up like my mom being like, oh, that's too scary for you, that's too scary, because it'd be too scary for her, right? So so I would always just think, oh, it's too scary, I can't watch it, and then so I didn't really start getting into horror until I was like 11 or 12 because I was able to just like get it on my own. And I stayed at a friend's house one time, watched Halloween for the first time when I was like 11, and I was like, what the fuck, this is like dude. And I mean, it was amazing, right? And then Nightmare on Elm Street, all that came after that. Then my aunt, I got old enough to like have sleepovers with my aunt would always like buy the fucking most brutal movies to like show me and stuff. Dude.
Do you like any of the new, like the modern horror movies at all?
I'm a big fan of the supernatural horror movies, the newer ones. Like, but a lot of them just become like gore porn, and I'm not into that.
Oh, I am.
Yeah. I really need the storyline.
I'm the exact opposite. I could give a fuck about.
Yeah, I mean it's fun. Like, just like with popcorn movies. Like, sit down just to watch people get mutilated. Sure, whatever. Like, I'm into that too. But like,
did you like Terrifier?
I did. I was fucked up. Yeah.
That's the clown.
It's the guy with the clown with a little tiny top hat.
Yeah, I started that. And I never got to finish it.
He fucking sawed a woman in half by her vagina.
Yeah, it's so good.
I know. I love horror because like it does. There's a wide range of horror movies. There's like kind of classy, like what's that movie? The Changeling in the 70s. Which is it's a great spook show.
Is that that wasn't a Giallo movie, was it? Like
no,
Italian Giallo movie.
No. Okay, we'll see if that's a better place to start from. But you have like Dario Argento, like the Suspiria, where it's like an art house, amazing, beautiful piece of work, and then you've got movies that are like completely infantile. Right. Just like I love
Holocaust.
Cannibal Holocaust. There's a spectrum of that, where it's just there's so much that can be, and I don't know. I think there's been a few good, like Hereditary.
Oh, absolutely.
Hereditary was great
because It Follows about like STDs.
It's pretty much about STDs.
Yeah, so like there's some that are kind of like seminal. It's just weird because you don't think. I don't know. I feel like they're kind of sleeper now. Like they're like sleeper hits, like some of them. But
I mean, The Conjuring, when it first came, that
Conjuring
first Conjuring was
James Wan, Eli Roth. I love all their I got to check out all their stuff. Like,
what was that one movie that Eli Roth did? The Green
Inferno,
which is basically Cannibal Holocaust.
Yeah, but like a narrative.
I loved it.
Yeah, I did too because that was a great movie. I don't know. It made fun
I did a podcast. There's the podcast that we're battling for Halo. It's the movie review podcast.
With Colt 45.
With Colt 45. Shout out Colt 45. The first time I was on, I did Green Inferno.
Nice.
That was the episode that I did.
Did they do Hereditary?
I think so. Yeah.
I fucking love that movie.
Yeah, it's so intense.
So good.
Yeah. It's so jarring. Those long drawn out shots of just best. Like, I mean, first of all, the head, and then and then the sawing of the head. With the piano wire. Yeah.
Hereditary is a movie that I've probably watched. I would say I've watched the movie probably 8 times, and I've watched all these movie breakdowns of Hereditary. I've probably watched like 30 or 40 hours of movie breakdowns of
Really?
Hereditary. I'll watch the same ones over and over again. I love that shit.
Yeah.
I think it's Ari Aster, the director.
Yeah.
He's my fucking favorite.
So you watched
Midsummer?
Midsummer, yeah.
Yeah, I love Midsummer. In fact, I'm fucking pissed because they came out with this special edition Blu-ray for Midsummer.
Yeah.
That was it was like wrapped in some cloth and all this shit, and it got fucking lost in the mail.
No.
It was $100.
Whoa.
And it was from somebody, like an actual person that probably got it and was like, I don't fucking want this shit. And I'd never got it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I feel bad because I paid $100 for this thing.
Right.
But I know it would come out of their pocket. So I haven't got back. But it's like a 4-hour cut of Midsummer.
4 hour.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jeez.
I want to see it so bad.
Did you hear that? I don't know. This is great news for horror movies, but Arnie Hammer's gonna be cast as Hannibal Lecter in the reboot.
Oh boy.
Army Hammer?
No, yeah, Arnie Hammer, Army Hammer,
It's Army
No
Army
way.
Hammer.
No fucking way.
No, I'm joking.
Yeah,
but you heard about what happened with him?
Yes,
yeah.
yeah. That's why. What do you think that was though? Because they took out like the whoever he was messaging didn't show any of her messages. It was all just a transcript of all of his.
I thought it was
shit.
just his kink, and it's a
It just
taboo.
sounded-
Kink.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think.
Whatever. It's not illegal to be a fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but okay. So speaking of all this shit,
So, yeah, let's segue into what you really want to talk about.
okay. So Gina Carano got fired from Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Over
from Disney, really.
Yeah, right. So I wanted to talk about this because, first of all, we have a person that we both know who is a comic, who's a scientist comic guy who posted this well-written thing regarding this into one of the comedy groups, and he just got like obliterated with like "fuck you, you're just a cis white male,"
Oh, yeah.
blah 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 blah, and all because he was just basically pointing out the effects of cancel culture and being and though I don't necessarily agree that Republicans are being attacked, I do think there is an element of them being a little bit vulnerable right now, for
Mhm.
sure.
Sure.
It is a witch hunt sometimes, and I hate that fucking term.
No, it is.
But
there's a lot of that going on.
And look, politically, I'm pretty left. Like,
Me too.
but at the same time, I don't like the extreme left.
No.
And it's like, but I'm sure there's.
They're just as bad as the extreme right.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's kind of this fucking weird full circle now, and it's.
What I think is really trippy, especially about like social justice warriors, is that they take on all of the negative qualities about the people they hate, and like all of a sudden they become like hyper aggressive and like super jockey, and it's like, wait a minute, like
exactly
you are rallying against what you are becoming.
So my
You pussy ass white bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's pretty much what's happening.
Yeah.
I mean, my ex used to be a part of a nonprofit organization called
Kill Whitey.
Yeah. By the way, there's a link down below in the description.
I think
Yeah.
it was called like Save Boyle Heights or something like that, or some shit like that. She was from Boyle Heights, and they were trying to they saved Mariachi Square actually, so protect Boyle Heights, so they would protect it from gentrification or whatever. But that group, though they've done good things in keeping some lower class building people who live in these buildings, keeping them standing and shit like that. They've done these protests. They were going to bulldoze Mariachi Square, which is where all the mariachis go to get work. You just cruise down there, you pick out a few and fucking tell them, you hire them.
It was going to be like a CVS or something.
And they're all just sitting there playing. They're all jamming and shit. It's like, but they're looking for gigs. So they'll tell you where to go. You show up, you pick a fucking band and you tell them where to go, And anyway, it was like a pretty big, it's like an iconic spot in Boyle Heights, and they were gonna just bulldoze the whole area and build apartments.
Yeah.
But they in protest, they got it to stay. They got them to keep it.
The flip side,
but also then they're doing this, which is completely fucked up, which is independent people who are whatever, Jewish, white, whatever, opening up coffee shops or whatever, art galleries. They're throwing bricks through their windows. They're you know what I mean? It's the same. I mean, it's the same behavior as blacks moving into a neighborhood or something like that. And it's just it's just really fucked up. And I'm the one who was living in that neighborhood going to buy coffee because I was like, fuck you bitches. These people are they're just trying to have a business. You don't know, you don't, just because there's white people moving into this neighborhood doesn't mean, you know, whatever. Yeah, the property value might go up, but it's just a coffee shop.
Right.
It's just a fucking, like, what you think your art is more important than this person's art gallery. Like, that's kind of fucked up, you know? So anyway, so she ended up quitting because they were doing a lot of this radical shit, you know?
Same stuff's going on in Highland Park too.
Yeah.
Like any place around Fig or Figueroa or York, there's a lot of
Highland
businesses.
Park's been going. I mean, they've been trying to gentrify that place
forever. Yeah, same with like Echo Park and stuff.
I mean, well, fuck, they kicked out all the Mexicans to build that 110 the first time.
Yeah, man, it's I mean, there's pluses and minuses to all this shit. You know, it's like dude, that is a fucking tangled fucking web.
Right. Okay. So my point is, which is the Gina Carano thing. Do I agree with her? Not at all. Do I think but I think she has a right to her opinion, and I don't think she as an individual on this platform really necessarily represents Disney if she's trying to preach her fucking her reality, right? And I don't agree with her being fired because of that, you know?
Man, I if I was going on about the shit that she said, or the stuff that she was retweeting or whatever.
I mean,
fuck, if I was
bad
doing
form.
That,
I mean,
if I was doing that at my work, I guarantee I'd be fired.
Right. Okay.
So the way I look at it is this is a giant company that has to keep up this idea that they're fucking great when they're really like pieces of shit. Like Disney as a fucking corporation, pieces of shit. And really all corporations are all fucking entrenched in fucking blood, you know, really.
Yeah.
So, but they're trying to maintain this idea that they're like, we're so clean. And then here she is like, yeah, being a Republican is like being a fucking Jew during Nazi Germany.
Yeah. Okay. So this is what this is what was pointed out to me. Like, again, I'm just doing this for
devil's advocate.
Yeah. Like, of course I think, you know, that she's wrong.
I think she's we're all allowed to have our opinions.
Yeah.
However, when you work for a company like Disney and you're literally you're on a public forum. Sorry.
Sure.
We're on a public forum and you're either retweeting or showing things that honestly, like you have to learn as a person you can have your opinions and I could say that like, you know what, man, being a Republican, this is probably going to take another being a Republican is kind of like being a Jew in Nazi Germany. You know what I'm saying? Like you can say that person to person and like open up a line of dialogue and have that conversation.
Sure.
But when you go on a public forum and you say that and you work for a massive corporation that's trying to pretend that they don't have any blood on their hands, guess what's going to happen?
Yeah.
You're going to get fucking shit canned.
Yeah.
It's just the way it goes. And I think that she should be able to say and do whatever the fuck she wants. However, there's always a repercussion. And when you work for a big company like that, guess what? You're going to get fucking shit canned. So that's the way it goes.
No, I mean, I definitely agree. Though, I mean, one of the arguments I heard was the last thing she tweeted. It was like they were pretty much waiting for her to fuck up again.
Absolutely.
Because that last thing that was like the straw that broke the camel's back was a screen grab of weren't even her words, and it was like a quote. You know,
I had an old coworker that was doing that same shit all the fucking time, and it was getting to a point where like she didn't get fired for it. We all let her have her own personal opinions and get on her fucking high horse and do whatever she wanted. None of us cared, but it was also at the same time where it was like, because you're so adamant and you're so hardcore about your weird shit, I don't really hang out with hardcore ass people like that, whether you're a SJW or you're a fucking outspoken Republican.
Because it's weird. It's weird to be that fucking hardcore about anything that's not something you're very passionate. That's not something that's going to benefit your passion, you know, or people around you in any way. You know what I mean? Like
the way I look at politics is that you know as much as I do, you know as much as I do, and we don't know shit.
Yeah,
this is not our job.
Yeah,
nor are we involved in any of this stuff. So who are we to think that we know any better than anybody else?
Right.
We really don't.
Yeah.
And so when people start getting on like oh yeah, and the fucking Democrats are idiots, or these fucking Republicans are pieces of shit, Nazi racists. It's like, you don't know anything.
Yeah.
You don't know how any of this shit goes down, and neither do I.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to go out there and tell anybody, be like, yeah, you're a fucking idiot because you think that. That stuff like really irks me, especially because like I grew up in an extremely conservative, like I wouldn't even say conservative, Fox News Republican household.
Yeah.
It really gets under my skin when people start just like mouthpiece for fucking whatever. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You don't know shit, you know? That's what I would say to my dad right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, but I don't know. I just I liked her on the show.
Me too.
I just was like, fuck, that sucks. But it just, to me, just didn't feel that, like, you know, that the consequence was was valid. And
I could turn my back to all that bullshit, and I can turn my back to people being SJWs. I don't care. Like I can separate,
that's what I'm saying.
I can separate
the art
yeah.
from the person.
Yeah. And then it also gets into weird cancel culture with fucking like Arnie Hammer, like we were talking about.
Yeah.
Like he's looked at as like some kind of fucking weird piece of shit, but he's just a fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
That's not illegal.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
I mean, he's not actually killing people, and
No.
you know, I mean, we don't know yet, but but I mean,
he probably likes a
wait for
lot
the
of
biopic.
drugs and does weird shit.
yeah, sure, we all do. I mean,
You know?
I mean,
A lot of
Yeah.
us do.
a lot of us like doing that,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, I know.
I like a good barbecue every now and then, you know.
But is it enough? You know, that's where it gets out of hand. Is like that's not enough to get fired
Dude,
or anything like that. You know what I mean?
I so with her, I feel like it was justified because she knows what Disney is going to expect and
Yeah.
Disney wants. And regardless of what side of whatever you're on, I mean, the thing is if you're going to be in any sort of entertainment, or it is no lie that the predominant viewpoint is liberal. So like, what do you expect when you're going to put, like, you know, I'm a Jew being torched because I like I'm Republican.
What do you think is going to happen?
What do you think is going to happen? You know,
Nothing
and it's not. And the thing is like
Yeah,
people
it's very much poking the bear.
it's kind of but
Maybe that was her goal. Maybe she wanted to get fired, and she knew that she was going to sign a deal with Ben Shapiro, that fucking weasel.
But
Maybe
people
she was going to do that.
people
Maybe.
have brought up though the fact that you know, a lot of people for the last 4 years have also compared Trump to Hitler,
Right.
which is this. It's the same. It's sort of this. It's a similar idea.
Hitler wrote a book, so
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. No.
Was it called The Art of the Deal?
Part of the deal. I just think it's just all what you.
But that's also, you could also say that that's a punch up because he's the president.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're not like
yeah,
pretending to be a minority or
Yeah.
like saying like, I'm like this because of this. It's like, he's the president of the United States. That is kind of a punch up.
It's a punch up.
which
Yeah.
doesn't really look as
Yeah.
bad.
it doesn't
you
look as
know?
bad as comparing yourself to a suppressed
Right.
group of
for
people.
Yeah, people that were tortured and murdered
Totally.
in Auschwitz. Yeah, which is I don't think and I wasn't saying that that's the same thing. I was bringing up what people
the
are
counterpoint.
arguing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I totally get why she was let go because of I mean, I don't know. It's just not. It's not a
good look.
It's not a smart thing to
No.
say.
No.
It's not
It's not even a smart thing to say. I mean,
it's not a
honestly,
good thing to say.
having a conversation like we're having right now and opening up a line of dialogue where you're questioning your own thoughts and opinions or opening yourself up to maybe learning something new in a one-on-one or in a group setting, that's one thing. But to use your platform on a public forum, I don't know. It just doesn't.
Yeah,
that doesn't sit very well.
I mean, I guess yeah.
But people,
I agree. Okay, so then I mean, she could have done the same thing like on some Republican forum, you know,
sure.
some like, and then
It
but
wouldn't.
it wouldn't have been as bad. But I still think some people would try and go after,
Absolutely.
you know.
Yeah.
well, I mean, there's a lot of stuff like people said stuff about like cops, you know,
Right.
like and you could have easily said all cops, you know, should be murdered or something, and then like you could like there's people that like went to that extent. I just get tired of this is the reality of it is everybody is they're on their fucking phones now. No one's doing this. No one's talking in person anymore. I come from a working class family where you work with people of all backgrounds. And I work with a guy that's a Trump supporter. His boss is lesbian, who's not a Trump supporter at all. And guess what? They get along because they have to, because we have to live together. It's all these people that have all this money and I don't think that, like, there's a lot of things that totally, like, I mean, I am all for people being accepted for who they are and progression and stuff, but I just feel like a Jew in a concentration camp. No. But I get all that stuff. I'm just saying people right now, it's heated, and I miss, like, you know, I think we all just get caught up because of the lockdown too. Things are just like, we're all just, everyone's pissed and stuck in these bubbles. But I don't know. I get why she was fired.
All this stuff, all this infighting that we're doing as people, none of it really it's all bullshit. Because really, let's just say you have 100 cookies. You have one guy that's got 95 of those cookies, and they're sitting over here. And he goes, hey, you know, that black dude over there, he's stealing your cookies. And you're like, Aja. And so you're fighting over 5 fucking cookies when this dude behind you has got 95. And so really all we're doing is fucking fighting amongst ourselves. Then we forget about the guy holding all the fucking shit. Yeah. So that's like really what it comes down to. It's like all this infighting is doing is making the rich richer.
Oh yeah, they don't want us to talk. Yeah, they don't want us to talk. They don't want. I mean, they don't want people to. They don't want people to get along. No, like they want everyone to be fighting perpetually forever. Because then you can't be like, oh wait, that's what that's what's hilarious about the Wall Street thing. It was like people taking in their own account and like fucking over those hedge fund people. Yeah, and that was hilarious because it's like.
And then they'll rewrite the rules to change that. So
that's pretty much what's going on.
Yeah. Totally,
it's just like
whoops, our bad. No, we're gonna fix that.
yeah.
And all that Wall Street shit, like, dude, it's all fucking fake money anyway. Like, give me a fucking break. It's like my buddy was like, do you know why Bill Gates is buying all this fucking farmland? I'm like, yeah, I know why Bill Gates is buying all that farmland. It's because he wants to control us. I'm like, no, dude, it's because farmland is a tangible asset. It actually exists. Yeah. Kind of like a fucking house. Yeah. A house exists. Farmland exists. It's not like fucking, software. It's like, no, dude, it's a fucking tangible asset. That's why he's fucking buying the farmland. He's the richest guy in the world. He owns all this.
But he's going to kill us with the 5G though, man.
My brother, dude, if you know his fucking name, then he's probably not the richest guy. Sorry.
That's true.
Saudi princes, I'm sure they got a lot more fucking money than that fucking guy. Yeah. They got to.
Let me have some.
Yeah.
Okay, move it. We got about 15 minutes to go.
Cool.
But another thing was I wanted to bring up something brought up in the news. Who knew Marilyn Manson was a fucking animal?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Came out of left field with that one.
Who could have seen that?
Who could have seen that one coming?
Prince of Darkness there. Yeah.
I know. I had no idea he was a weirdo.
You know what? Yeah. You know what though? He even wrote a book like early on too, and I read his biography. He was a fucking savage and honest in that book too. And then I'm like, why is this a surprise to anybody? He documented it, he even told some of these stories, and then now people, it's like, who are you? What do you? I don't know. And then
it's like not knowing Johnny Depp was a total fucking fall down drunk. Like, you didn't know that?
Well, and then some of the things, I don't know. It's just like, what, this rock star who loves sex and drugs like manipulated you to fucking do coke and suck his dick? Like,
what did you think?
Where did you think was gonna happen?
Yeah,
that goes with a lot of the guys that got fucking canceled. That's the same fucking shit. It's like whether or not it didn't happen, at this point doesn't matter. It's like, what did you think was going to happen with Louis C.K.?
I'm just waiting for Gaston to get canceled.
I know, man. He's the biggest rapist in the fucking. I mean, he's the biggest rapist in storybook land.
That actually be really funny.
The canceling of
Gaston.
And fucking, and
I'll start the campaign.
And LeFou comes out and just like he pays his bail so he can suck his cock.
Yeah.
Remember Kevin Spacey got canceled and he was like, by the way, I'm gay. Which is like, okay. We're talking about you being a pedophile. Yeah. I don't know if that matters.
I just feel like I'm being attacked like the Jews.
I know. That'd be great if Bill Cosby just came out like, by the way, I'm gay. My favorite thing is his reaction to being like the most known serial rapist in America's history, which is the reality of it. He's the most known rape. Like he's raped the most people. And we know about it. it's Bill Cosby. But it's funny because at one of the court appearances,
when he came out,
he
went,
did
hey.
Really?
Yeah, because he still thinks that there's like a big like fandom, like, yeah, Bill, we're gonna get.
He came out to a giant fucking a press group, right? He walks out the doors and there's all these cameras and people with microphones. He goes, hey.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
That was his reaction to like him getting accused of raping like over 50 people.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah. And I know I'm probably gonna get some shit for like saying that, victim shaming, whatever. It's like, dude, no, look.
Go ahead, victim shame all you want.
Look, if I'm gonna go hang out with, look, even if I were hanging out with Marilyn Manson and he was like, yo, you want to do coke in my hotel room? I'm like, he's probably gonna want me to suck his dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he was in the Wonder Years, whatever that rumor was.
Yeah, Paul.
No, Paul. Everyone thought he was Paul. I just think like everyone gets so hung up in their tribalism, and they're like, oh, there's no way that this guy could do something bad because they're in my crew. It's like, dude, everyone is capable of doing some horrendous shit, and it's unfortunate and it sucks. And I don't know, but yeah, if someone's name is Marilyn Manson and their videos, beautiful people, it's like, I don't know if he's going to be the swellest guy to be around.
Right.
I don't know, but I don't know. I'm not saying that what they went through wasn't shitty and he wasn't abusive, but it's just, yeah.
I got like, so for instance, like to put yourself in these, like, because you always put yourself into positions and like, I don't know if you guys have ever had any kind of like weird shit happen to you, like with like anybody kind of like using power to fucking on you.
Yeah, mostly like a work environment or something.
Yeah,
like
bosses
that,
and
bosses
stuff.
and
Yeah,
shit.
I had a situation once and where I was extremely uncomfortable with like sexual advances.
Yeah.
And like you do get, at least from in this situation, I couldn't fucking move.
Yeah.
I literally was just like, it was like, oh fuck. And I remember going up to somebody that was in power where it happened and being like, look, this is happening to me all the time. And
she went, nice.
Dude, it was like, well, you need to do something about this. And I remember like being like fucking like, what the fuck, dude? Like, what? I can't do anything. Like, this is fucking awful.
Yeah.
And you're putting me in a really terrible situation when you in power can just handle this fucking shit and be like, yo, stop fucking doing that.
Yeah.
And it's all good.
Yeah.
So it got worse. It got worse, not with me, but I said that and it got worse and it happened to somebody else. And then they made a fucking big deal about it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you motherfuckers, like you could have said something and this couldn't happen, but it was an uncomfortable situation for anybody to touch.
Yeah.
And me being a man, they were just like, nah, dude, handle your shit. And I'm like, I'm not in a position to where this is going to be extremely awful for me. So all that shit is fucking, it's a fucking murky fucking, murky fucking swamp.
I know, man.
I know. Well, another thing that came out was Kris Jenner's bodyguard is suing her because she squeezed his dick in her Bentley and sexually advanced and was I guess was trying to get him to have sex with her. And I'm like, look,
it's always funny when it's guys for some reason.
Dude, it's hilarious because I'm like, that sounds like a good time. She was being a good host, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, she's trying to squeeze your dick in a Bentley and give you some champagne and shit. Like, I'm cool with that. I'm like, but then again, this guy's like probably like cash grab, right? That's where he's smart.
Yeah. Do you think he's tormented by his dick grab every day?
Not at all. Not at all. He's like cash grab. I got this shit, right?
Yeah.
And he's probably, since he's head of security, he probably has some footage of it or some shit, right? So like, see, that's not where my brain would go. I'd be like, hell yeah, I'm gonna get a handy in a Bentley from this rich bitch, fuck it. And then once she drives away, I'm gonna be like, fuck, I probably could have like really gotten a lot of money out of her.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's weird. It's all murky, muddy waters. But we gotten some tough stuff today. Talking about wide loads.
On and on
I
and
know,
on.
wide loads. I'd put a wide load right on the steering wheel of that Bentley, dude.
Yeah, I think though the moral of the story is like, I think comparing yourself to being a Jew in a concentration camp is not the way to go.
I think that's the moral of
anyway,
the story. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, she got a fucking deal with Ben Shapiro, so
yeah.
She's doing okay.
Ben Shapiro's big movie company.
Ben Shapiro, did he have? I didn't even know he had a movie company.
I guess he does now. It's gonna be like an anti-trans, space adventure. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not sure if fucking fucking
anti-trans space.
Ben Shapiro just seems like such a little weasel to me. It's just like fucking.
Oh yeah, and he can't get his wife wet.
Is that the rumor?
Yeah, his wife's like some doctor or something, right? So like when WAP came out, he tweeted, "Well, my wife says that's a medical condition," and everyone was like, "Oh, fucking Ben Shapiro can't get his fucking wife wet."
My wife said that. It's like, God, he's such a fucking.
Yeah, no, he is very weasel like.
He drives me nuts.
I think it's important for people to be able to speak their mind, and I think that it's healthy for people to be able to talk and stuff from different backgrounds and everything.
I wonder how he would actually be in person. Would he be a nice guy, you think?
I mean, I've seen him on podcasts. It seems all right.
Seems okay.
I've seen him talk about Game of Thrones. There's probably a way you can find common ground. But like, I feel like, I feel like though the one thing that does kind of suck about now is everything's people keep dividing things to where there's going to be no like common ground, and I don't think that's ever good. I think we have to find, you don't have
balance with all this shit.
Yeah. You don't have to like. I'm not saying like, go. You guys should shake the hands of the KKK and we should all have a barbecue. But I just feel like even just talking about stuff is healthy. But what's
so funny is like even like Reno 911 was touching on those fucking these kinds of things where people were trying to be victimized and stuff, right? Like Reno 911 was like what 2001,
and
2002, some shit, whatever. But and they're as a gag, they the fucking the KKK are calling the police because the neighbors are trying to shut them down or somebody spray painted on their sign or something like that. It's always different, but they're like, we're just being victimized in this, for our beliefs and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, that was a joke. And now it's like actually happening. It's just it's so weird.
Crazy. Well, I think like the funny thing too is, everyone loves to get behind these, like, let's fire someone or let's end someone's career thing. Yeah. But they're always like, corporate America, let's go after these people. That's the funny part. Corporate America always gets away from like they for years and years they like allow this shit, and then they're all of a sudden also the people that are good. Like that's the funny thing that I love because all these big corporate people in other countries, like in China, weren't they not having John? They didn't have Finn on the Star Wars posters because he's black in China. Yeah. Funny. Wow. Yeah. And then, of course, they never talk about that. Nope. How about you have a gay character in, like, places where they don't like gay people? They don't accept it. Yeah. Why don't you be brave and bold and do that? Yeah. Absolutely. No, they wait for everyone else to
they even
make
had
these norms.
Even had a different cut where, like, those two the lesbians kissing were not.
Yeah. Now football, it's all about Black Lives Matter, but, like, Colin Kaepernick just completely couldn't, you know what I mean? He was, like, blackballed, and then now he's...
Oh yeah. Now they're like, now they're fucking.
Every commercial is It's just that's the thing. It's just these slimy fucks. It's like that dude you knew, that jock that like is like, yeah, I like no effects. You know what I mean? Like it's like it's like a wolf.
It's like that. Yeah, it's like that jock who's like, oh, I used to love Spider-Man comics and blah blah blah. And then you're like, oh yeah, you ever like read like the Miles Morales ones? Huh? Who's what? Like, and they have no idea. Or like, I hate the movies because they're not like the comics. And then it's like, actually, no, they're pretty accurate with these storylines. There's new versions of these stories. And really? Oh, yeah.
Oh no, I like Bruce Wayne. No, it's not even about Batman.
I mean, but also like to kind of, I know we're wrapping this thing up.
Yeah.
But to kind of like put like some hope. I think that it takes people that are passionate about anything, whether it be fucking canceling somebody or people that are like really willing to stick up for somebody. I think it's important to like have people that are passionate about all this shit in order to find some kind of common ground and really bring things back into reality.
I think we're overcorrecting.
We're seeing that right now.
Yeah, I think everybody's just gonna have to like rein it back a little bit. It's just too much on both ends. And like, I don't know if you guys have had anybody that you've known or been friends with that has gotten fucking pretty much canceled even before cancel culture really started. But I don't know if you guys know anybody, but no, not really.
It's pretty amazing, like what fucking happens with that shit. Like I know somebody that lost everything because they got fucking blackballed and canceled for something they didn't do, rape allegations.
Oh,
and they came out in court that they didn't rape this person,
but they had to go to court for it.
They had to go to court for it, and the damage was already done.
Yeah,
so I keep fucking banging.
I know. I always whack that
it's
one.
Hitting the mics. That's why it's fucking hitting the mics.
Yeah.
But it's pretty. It's like it. I think it really, in time, everything was fine with this. Everything's fine now.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it
even
worked out.
now, man, I'm like I have two friends that are pretty much like we're never like it feels like we're never gonna hang out again because they don't even want to be around me because they're that like terrified of COVID. And they're like, my friend, like I had a friend. I was talking to him and he was saying that he was gonna go to fucking Idlewild over the weekend. And I was like, dude, I live like 20 minutes from Idlewild. Like I'm on the way. You should stop by, check out the new pad. Nah.
Yeah.
No, you got roommates.
Yeah.
Like
I call a lot of these people COVID Catholics.
it's just like, what do you? And it's like, you know, whatever, man. It's like it was that, and then one of them came at me for like going to a bar. And they're like, you're gonna kill your grandparents and blah blah blah. And it's just like,
I don't see my fucking
fuck you, man.
Like, kill my grandparents. My grandpa just died. Hey, talk about a callback.
Yeah, there we go. Callback.
Fucking
That's
A.
true. One of my grandparents
Yeah, dude.
died.
Oh shit. No, I
Hey!
simply
That's a
put,
nice one, yeah. This has been this is the insensitive death corner with yeah.
No, man, I don't know. I feel like we all need to like, just go back to the 90s and kumbaya and shit. You know,
Totally.
Fucking
like
do
go
extreme sports and fucking
Yeah.
where California Adventureland was great.
yeah. No, I mean,
drink Mountain Dew Code Red and
Yeah,
fucking eat Extreme Doritos
Yeah,
and
do the do. Busta Rhymes style. Fuck yeah.
dude, Buster.
Yeah.
Totally.
I think it's
Film shit with a fisheye lens.
Yeah,
every
totally.
single time.
Everything
Yeah.
on fisheye, everything all the time.
No, I don't know. I think it's good to always like better yourself, but I feel like people love just to see like people fall. You know, too.
Yeah.
There's a bit of that.
Oh yeah, bring them up and tear them down. We were actually just talking about that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
With the Reddit community about some fucking show that we watched.
Yeah, there's a lot of that, but
Interesting.
yeah, I feel like it's I don't know. I feel like things will mellow. I feel like there's gonna be a giant
Eventually, I think very soon. Hopefully, once this whole fucking COVID thing kind of blows over, I think like everyone.
Oh, dude, it's gonna be like the Roaring 20s. Like everyone's just gonna be fucking.
crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Everyone's gonna be butt fucking and
Yeah.
Yeah.
and everyone's gonna be
Let's
doing.
hope.
Everyone's gonna be doing blow and just banging each other without condoms and like.
Yes.
Then we'll get AIDS again. Then we'll all have AIDS.
Yeah,
and then
then
no one will care about it.
There'll be
anymore.
the AIDS COVID strain.
Yeah. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Can't wait. All right, guys. I think we're gonna wrap it there.
Cool.
Thank you both for sticking around and doing this. Where can people find you?
I'm on YouTube and also on Instagram at Rossco Soletrain, ROSSCOSOLETRAIN. Yeah.
It's actually right there at the bottom of the screen.
Oh,
too,
fuck yeah,
so.
dude.
Robert Land.
Yeah, dude. Robert Lamb Pod. Check out Eagle Maniac Comedy. I'll be in your town. I'll be performing like a clown, motherfudgers. Thank you,
For
sirs.
sure.
All right, guys. That's gonna be it for me. And wait, where's this? God damn it! My stupid soundboard disappeared. Here we go.
Bye. Fuck yeah, dude.
Hell yeah. Check it.